Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 1025, and today's topic is why alcoholic beverages is haram in Islam, and why I'm going to discuss this issue because this year, in the year 2022, there was a lot of controversy and news when the hosting of FIFA 22 started in Qatar, Arabic country. And it was the first time that this FIFA World was played in Middle East Arabian country, that is Qatar. And the Qatar banned the use of alcoholic beverages in a stadium. It was prohibited, and because of that reason, there was a lot of international talking and asking the reason for this type of ban. So let me make it very clear. In our holy book Qur'an, there are 3 surah. The second largest surah, that is Surah Al-Baqarah. The second one is Surah An-Nisa, which is revealed on women, and Surah Al-Maida. Maida means that is what surah was revealed in Maida, that is in Medina. And in these 3 surahs, it is mentioned that alcoholic beverages, anything which is fermented, that fermentation and fermented alcoholic beverages, the term is used, that is khamar. Khamar means fermented product, is haram. Haram means it is by law prohibited. You cannot drink. And how it started? Actually, when our Prophet, peace be upon him, came from Makkah to Medina, and one of the Imam, he was leading the Maghrib prayer. Imam means the leader of congregation. In Islam, the leader of congregation is called Imam. So once he was leading the Maghrib prayer, he started misbehaving because he was overdrunk. And he also could not lead the prayer properly. He was missing some of the verses. So the companions, they went and complained this to our Prophet, peace be upon him, that it is not good that people are overdrunk and they are leading the prayers. So at least during prayer time, the alcohol should be banned. So that thing started from that observation, and all companions, they went on pressing that. Later on, first it was banned during prayer time. Surah Al-Baqarah mentioned this thing, and again the companions, they went and complained that is not enough because this drinking of alcohol is killing the families, destroying the families, their economic condition, their social condition. They are misbehaving with children. So it's a social evil. So finally, it was banned. So when the FIFA supporters in the sense that those who are contributing big finance, one a beer company requested that it should be free to serve in stadium, but Qatar refused. And for your kind information, in the world, 2 countries, they are having very strict rule, Islamic laws. One is Saudi Arabia, followed by Qatar. And there are different type of values in different Arabic countries. For example, if you are going to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, UAE, there with some regulation, alcoholic beverages are available. You can get. with some regulations. It's not strict. But at the same time, if you are going to Jordan, in Jordan, alcoholic beverages are freely available. There is no such type of law or regulation to prohibit or to restrict the supply of alcohol. And also, if you come to Lebanon or some other countries, they are saying two things, that fermentation or alcoholic beverages, from religious point of view, it is haram and prohibited. But from moral point of view, we will take it. And there was survey of 37 countries, mostly where the Muslim populations are in majority. And you'll be surprised to know that good number of people, they accepted that morally we are ready to consume or drink alcoholic beverages, the fermented product. And one very, very important alcoholic beverages are there in Middle East, that is called Honeywine. And Honeywine is nothing but honey, little water, and some enzyme yeast is used to ferment it. And honey is nothing but, it is concentrate form of glucose inward sugar. And it is very, very, I can say, popular or versatile alcoholic beverages, that is Honeywine, in Middle East. And they are taking it. And not only that, in that Honeywine, they are also mixing some percentage of grape and some other fruit to get the flavor. But for Honeywine, one thing is very clear, that you can only call it Honeywine only when more than 50% honey is there. If the 60% honey is not there, and then we cannot say that it is Honeywine, or the Arabic word is maida, something like that. So that one is still going on. And in Hadith and Qur'an, they have mentioned that that is khamar. Khamar means, it's a singular form, means anything which is fermented and which can give intoxication to your brain. Intoxication means once you are taking such type of fermented product, it can influence your brain, your thinking, your behavior. That is called intoxication. Once it is intoxicated, it is prohibited by law, and once it is prohibited by law, means the Arabic word is haram. So this is the reason I have already given. And let me show you what is that alcohol. If you take any carbohydrate, and if carbohydrate means it can be C5H10O6. And if it is fermented, you will get C6H12O6, that is your glucose. And further fermentation in presence of enzyme, you will get C6H12, C2H5, C2H5OH plus CO2, and this is your alcohol. So actually, even this carbohydrate, once it is subjected to hydrolysis in presence of enzyme or any medium, it will be broken down to sugar, that is glucose, C6H12O6, and that glucose, if it is fermented, it will be converted into ethyl alcohol. So even whatever we are eating, our food, mostly these carbohydrates, rice, wheat, all, finally they are broken down into alcohol, some percentage in our intestine or in our gut or in our stomach. But that one is not enough to be intoxicated. So in Islam, alcoholic beverages is prohibited by law. Prohibited by law means it is haram because of the reason that it will intoxicate your behavior, your brain. And one more thing in Surah Al-Baqarah and An-Nisa, the other thing is also prohibited and haram, that is called gambling. Gambling means anything which you are getting by chance. So by chance any earning, that is called gambling. And gambling along with alcohol is haram, is prohibited. And for alcohol it has gone up to that extent that those who are producing, they are called that they are doing satanic work. Because Al-Maida, in that surah it is mentioned that preparation, anybody who is involved in manufacturing or preparing of alcohol, he is doing satanic work. Drinking of alcohol is the act of Satan. Distribution, holding is all the act of Satan, and you are no more normal human being, you are doing the act of Satan. So these are all the factors collectively that is responsible of prohibiting the alcoholic beverages in Islam. Now here, number one, that is Surah Al-Baqarah, that is verse number 219, second largest surah of the Qur'an, was revealed, and it constituted the first of series of revelations leading to the conclusive verse which prohibited and declared prohibited. One is prohibited and then by law it was declared prohibited. That's why it is called haram. That is the exact translation of in English for haram. And both alcoholic beverages and gambling also mentioned. Gambling means the game of by chance. You are playing with card, by chance you can earn millions of naira. That is haram. Number two, Surah An-Nisa. Actually, An-Nisa means is female for women. That is 443 verse. This verse also declared alcohol prohibition by law, that is haram. The third surah, that is Surah Maida, that is 592-91. Actually, Maida means it was revealed in Medina. When our Prophet, peace be upon him, came from Mecca to Medina, then this verse came, and I have already mentioned that his companions complained about the Imam who was leading prayer and he was drunk. So this was in relation to that. When migrated from Mecca to Medina, he found that the people of Medina were indulged in alcoholic drinking. On reaching Medina, some of companions of the Prophet, peace be upon him, realized the evil in alcohol. So the Hazrat Umar Farooq ibn Jabal approached Prophet, peace be upon him. He in person, that Hazrat Umar Farooq ibn Jabal personally went to our Prophet, peace be upon him, and questioned about the drinking of alcoholic beverages of alcohol or wine. Then here again the prohibited haram is mentioned, that is alcoholic beverages is by law prohibited, means it is haram. Then let me tell you about the word in Arabic, that is khamr. Khamr means, even in India also is very common word. We call it khamir. If we are doing any fermentation in presence of yeast or some other enzyme, we are saying it is khamir. So actually the word khamr is Arabic, means anything which is fermented and that became intoxicated. It can influence your brain to do some abnormal activities and behavior. That is called khamr, and it is haram. It is prohibited. And also it is mentioned in reference book Our reference book is called, that is Hadith, that khamr is haram. So next I am going to explain about the attitude of Muslim world about alcoholic beverages. That is very, very important, and if you remember, I have already mentioned that they did this survey in 37 countries. And in that 37 countries, they found that large number of the people, they accepted that taking alcoholic beverages is haram. Haram means it is by law prohibited. If anything which is prohibited by law, in Arabic it is called haram. But many of them, they believe, they accepted that morally we will take. And nowadays the world alcoholic beverages, which is very, very versatile and popular in Middle East, that is prepared by the fermentation of honey, and that is actually called Honeywine. Honeywine is very, very popular in Middle East, and many of them are drinking, and that is nothing but alcoholic beverages. Is also haram, but many are drinking. So here I have mentioned this attitude of Muslim countries. First one is one country, or the country where it is strictly banned, only two countries, Qatar and Saudi Arabia. Second country, that is UAE, which is having Abu Dhabi, Dubai and some other Emirates. There you can take wine, alcoholic beverages, but with regulation, with certain laws. Because the reason is that in Dubai, why it is with regulation is allowed, because there are a lot of business, international community is there, casino is there, nightclub is there, so many activities are there in the night. So to enhance, to increase their business, for business purpose, they are allowing with regulation. Then come to third country, Bahrain. In Bahrain, you can get alcoholic beverages in 5-star hotel and in some luxury area. If I call luxury area means where very rich people are living. So again, the regulation became soft in Bahrain. The one Muslim country is called Jordan. There everything is free. All alcoholic beverages are free to sell, to consume, and there is nothing like prohibition. So now I am going to tell about the most versatile alcoholic beverages, that is about honey wine. And that honey wine in Arabic, it is called made. So made is very popular, and this is actually the alcoholic beverages out of honey, and it is prepared by mixing honey, little water and plus enzyme. They can take yeast, and then it will be fermented, and that is ready for drink. Is the most versatile alcoholic beverages. About made, first is alcoholic beverages made from honey by fermentation process. Number two, in this actually lot of fruit, lot of spices, grains are added to get very good flavor and taste. But here, let me make it very clear. Honey wine means if the percentage of honey is not 60%, it is no more honey wine. It is simple alcoholic beverages. So the percentage of honey must be more than 50%. Then only we can, if suppose they are adding a lot of extra fruit, spices, and they are all fermented, and their percentage is more than honey, it is no more honey wine, or we can call it made. And number three, made is one of the oldest alcoholic beverages, was believed to be sent from the heaven. They are believing that this type of thing was sent by God or Almighty Allah from heaven for us to drink, and collected by bees, and that's why they mention nectar of God. So in our holy book, Quran, Allah has already cursed to all who are using alcoholic beverages, alcohol, wine, vodka, variety of fermented products which are causing intoxication. Because there are some Muslims, they are saying it only intoxication is prohibited. Wine is not prohibited. No, it is wrong. Any alcoholic beverages is prohibited because that one will be causing intoxication. So here, what is there from the curse? A, it's drinker. Anybody who is drinking alcohol is cursed by Allah. B, it's server. Anybody who is supplying, server.